Hi, this is Johnny Fever, and you are tuned into Johnny Fever TV. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit notifications. Okay, folks, it's been a long while, and I am back to do more reaction videos, but this is a new one for me. I am doing a television series. A television series that is very dear to me. It's called The Wheel of Time, and it's on Amazon. Now, I suspect most people that are going to watch this video are fans of The Wheel of Time already. And if you are a person who read the books, I expect those are the type of people we're going to see, but also maybe people who are new to the series and just watching it on television the first time. So this is pretty cool. I did read the book series. I got into fantasy novels in my 20s. I'm in my late 40s now. And so I was reading The Wheel of Time mostly through the 90s. I did bring a couple books here just for what I'll call proof of life. I went in the old book storage and found The Eye of the World and A Memory of Light and A Shadow Rising. Now, the thing about The Wheel of Time is I read this series a long time ago, and as a function of that, it's more of a blur for me, the sequence of events, but I remember like very distinctly things happening to characters, right? Like, for example, when Rand was in the box and being taken away by the Aes Sedai. And Mat was always one of my favorite characters. I think he had good luck and things of that nature. So I read this series up until when Robert Jordan passed away. I had finished all the books up to that point. And then I let the series go for a while. Brandon Sanderson had released 2 of the books before I actually got to reading them. In the meantime, I was fortunate and I was able to listen to the audio series second time through, all the way up to the 9th book. And then I had lost the audio tracks or whatever, so I didn't get to listen to Crossroads of Twilight, I think, was the other one that I didn't get to listen to the second time, but that was a book I really liked. If I recall, that was the one where Edwene did her little hostile takeover of the Aes Sedai. So in filming this video today, this is my first time doing a TV series. It's on Amazon. Normally what I would do is I would download a music video from YouTube to MP4, and then I would be able to bring it into my editing software and do my reaction videos. I don't exactly know how this is going to go here, or how I'm even going to get the footage for the Wheel of Time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to record it with full audio and from the television, and then I might just like I said, we'll see what we do in editing. There might be a number of things, but the main thing is to watch the program and to get some honest reactions. In videos, normally I do a lot of pausing and talking and critiquing. I think this one here, I'm just gonna watch it. So I'll try, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's first time for everything. So a couple things to keep in mind. I don't know what the end product's gonna look like, and I have not done a TV series before, so it might be a little choppy about when I'm jumping in and jumping out. Let me just see here. Finally, just to talk about the show a bit, I don't know anything about what's going on in the television series. I have some apprehension about it. This is a super duper complex book series that is going to be a super challenge to capture into any type of a television series. If I had to make a prediction, I think what they'll do is they will take various storylines throughout the entire book series, and they will just kind of sprinkle them in from episode to episode type of thing. And so I will have to resist the urge as a book reader to be too critical about sequence of events, or a certain character might look different than I imagined him in my mind, or might have some different character traits because they're trying to do a screenplay. They're not writing a book. So sometimes you saw that in a Game of Thrones. They had changed a number of characters, character traits about them. Maybe had some characters from the book that weren't in the book, but things that they were part of were attributed to other people. So I'm expecting a lot of that in this. So I do not expect The Wheel of Time to be as good as a Game of Thrones, but I sure hope it is better than Legend of the Seeker, which was based on the Kalan and the Richard Rahl series, The Sword of Truth, I think it's called. Read all of those too. I've read a ton of fantasy and science fiction over the years, and so getting into this, it's going to be a little vague for me. One last point on the technical side. I think I'm only at the point in my YouTube career where I can do 15-minute videos, so I got to keep it to a 15-minute video. I've already talked for 5 minutes here. Might have to split this into 2 videos. We'll see what happens. I'll fool around in editing and see what I can get away with. And finally, one critique I have prior to going in is I know in the modern filming they want to diversify the cast, right? And so you might have a character who was Caucasian in the book, and in the series he's Asian, and the character I'm specifically pointing to is Lan. So here are my thoughts on that. To me, it doesn't really matter who plays James Bond or who plays Lan, but what I don't like is when they change the character himself, right? Like Lan in the book series is a very, very large, imposing man, and Moraine is small, right? Slight of build. And just from my initial instincts on the photo, it looks to me that the character playing Lan is not a big dude at all. He's a small dude, so I imagine he's gonna have some sort of martial art background. But I don't see why you need to change that part of the book. But there are some things to cinematography where it's very beneficial to have shorter actors and regular size actresses, because then what happens is your picture framing, right, lets you capture both characters in the same frame easily without having to take some awkward angle shots, right? And that's why the majority of mainstream actors, whether it be like Tom Cruise or Matt Damon's, whoever they are, they tend to be a little bit on the shorter side. There's not a ton of super tall actors, and that's, in my opinion, a function of just a shooting technicality, right? It's just easier to shoot a shorter person in the same frame with a woman who on average is going to be 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". So if you can get both people in that slight range, then you have more variety of shots that you can take. So that's probably why they cast these guys when you read the book that are like 6'4". Robert from Game of Thrones comes to mind. The character in the book was a lot bigger than the character cast. Anyway, all of that being said, we are getting into a Wheel of Time. I am going to be drinking red rose tea. If you guys want to try some good tea, I highly recommend some red rose tea. That's what we drink in the Johnny Fever house. So here we go, Wheel of Time, season 1. I've got Kofifi here. You might hear her barking in the back, and then we've got Boba over to the right here. Don't know how this is gonna go, but Shamal. Spilling on myself.
Many, many years ago, men who were born with great power believed they could cage darkness itself. The arrogance.
Come on, get up.
When they failed,
Get up.
the seas boiled,
Get up.
mountains were swallowed up, cities burned, and the women of the Aes Sedai were left to pick up the pieces. These women remembered one thing above all else: the man who brought the breaking of the world. And him they named Dragon.
So this is
Now
Moraine.
this man has been born again. We don't know where or to whom, if he was reborn as a girl or a boy. The only thing we know for certain is that this child is coming of age now, and we must find them.
So there they are. So you can see as I showed in the picture, there's a stark difference in the book characters' stature and that of Lan. But that is obviously Lan and Moraine there. Unless you've not read these books, and then you're not going to know who's who yet. Okay, so you got guys being chased by Aes Sedai right now. How much you want to bet they have shown the power? Men are not allowed to wield the power. It's slipping my mind right now what it's called. That's one major reason why they would be chasing. And they still them. If they catch you, they still you. That means they cut you off from the source.
You can fight them. Use it. Don't hurt him. He's still exposed.
Who are you talking about? There's no one else here.
Ooh, he's gone.
The madness already has him. You see what we've come here to do? It's a gift. You should thank me, really. This power, it's meant for women. And women alone. And when you touch it, you make it filthy.
Please.
Because the male side of the power is tainted by the dark one. Okay, so that woman was in red. She's a red Aes Sedai, and the red Aes Sedai, that's their sole purpose, is to chase after men who have the power. I can't remember what it's called. And they actually go around stealing men. Now, we can see Moraine is wearing blue. That's part of her sect, for lack of a better term. It'll all come back to me slowly.
There are rumors of Fort Tavira there. All the right age. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared for what's coming.
So Moraine's looking for the one, basically, but it's not the one, it's actually a group of people he's looking for. One thing I've noticed right off the bat, they did not start the TV series at the beginning of the book where it's basically the end or the breaking of the world is where the original book starts in the prologue. So I found that interesting that they kind of are cutting right to the story, the main story.